morning, students. Today we will be learning English grammar chapter number 15. What's the topic here written on the board? It's sentences. You have already done such topic in your previous classes of last year. Yes or no? Nothing. So here we will go with chapter number 15, that is sentences. Now here the first and the foremost thing that you have to learn it till you just go to your 10th or 12th standard is what is a sentence. Sentence is a group of words that make complete sense. Sentence is a group of words that make a complete sense, and that is known as sentences. It's a definition of sentences. A sentence is a group of words that make a complete sense is known as sentences. Here also the sentences can be bifurcated, or then can be divided into 4 different types. The sentences can be bifurcated, or you can have a division. There are 4 different types of sentences. The first one is declarative sentences, or you can also be known as assertive. Declarative or assertive is just one type of sentences. The second one is interrogative sentences. The third one, imperative sentences, and the last one is exclamatory sentences. So here the sentences can be divided into 4. The declarative or assertive is only known as for the one form. The second one is interrogative, and the third one is imperative, and the fourth one is exclamatory sentences. Now I will be just going in detail and telling you what are the different types of sentences. Now I will be just going with the detail of 4 different types of sentences. The first one is declarative, or we can also be called as assertive sentences. See, the declarative or assertive is just one type. So there should not be any confusion whether it's a declarative or assertive. Declarative and assertive is just one type of sentences. And what it is, declarative or assertive sentences are statements. Declarative or assertive sentences are statements. They end with a full stop. Whenever you write down the sentences, you have to put an end. So whenever you write a declarative or an assertive type of sentences, you have to put a full stop at the end of the sentences. I'm just giving you an example here. Birds fly in the sky. See, this is a simple statement. So the simple statement or a statement type of sentences can be also be known as a declarative sentences, or it can be known as a assertive sentence. And one more thing that you have to keep it in your mind is that when you write a declarative or assertive sentences, the sentences should be ending with a full stop. The second such type is interrogative sentences. Interrogative sentences ask questions. Interrogative sentences ask questions, and they end with a question mark. See, you have to remember, when there is a declarative or assertive type of sentences, when you write down a sentence, just a statement, and it ends with a full stop. And when you write an interrogative sentences, are the sentences that ask questions. And you have to remember that whenever you write an interrogative sentences, it should be end with a question mark. One such example is, how are you? See, as I have written a sentences, is a question type. We are asking a question. So it should be ending with a question mark. The third such type is imperative sentences. Imperative sentences express order, request, or advice. See, imperative sentences, the sentences that tells you that it's an order, or it's a request, or it's an advice. They end with a full stop. So you'll see, again imperative sentences are the sentences that tells you that whether it's an order, it's a request, or it's an advice. And one more thing that you have to keep it in your mind is that this imperative sentences also ends with a full stop. So just like the declarative and assertive, the statement type of sentences that end with a full stop. Your imperative sentences are sentences that tells you about it's an order, it's a request, or it's an advice. And this type of sentences also end with a full stop. The fourth such example is don't litter the street with garbage. See, don't litter the street with this garbage. It's an order. Litter means don't throw the waste in the don't throw the litter the street with the garbage means you are supposed to you are not supposed to throw the waste on the street. Where you are supposed to do it, you have to throw it in the dustbin. So it's an order type of sentences. The next one, mommy, please give me something to eat. It's a request that tells us about this giving a request. See, there's a different form of telling. Another one is obey your elders. It's an advice. So all these type of sentences come under imperative sentences that ends with a full stop. Another one is exclamatory sentences. Exclamatory sentences that shows a strong or sudden feeling. Strong or sudden feeling. They end with an exclamation mark. Exclamatory sentences are the sentences that make a strong or sudden feeling that happen just on a first moment of time when you're happy or when you're sad, when you fall down. There is a strong reaction felt in your faces that ends up, and this exclamatory sentences have to end with an exclamation mark. See, you can just look down the same thing and there is also there in your textbook so that it will be easy for you to understand what I am saying here. And one example is that man is so tall. When you look very giant sized man or when you see someone very small, see your facial expression changes. वो कितना छोटा है, face कितना बड़ा है. So that one example is the man is so tall. See, this is an exclamatory type of sentences, and exclamatory type of sentences should end with a exclamation mark. Now here a new topic is there in your textbook. First thing is forming interrogative sentences. You have already learned what is a sentence. Now a different type of sentences. In that, the second one was interrogative sentences. Now in some of the statement, it will be just a sentence will be a simple statement. You have to change it into interrogative sentences. Interrogative sentence means what? A question type sentences. So, the forming the interrogative sentences. Often questions begin with the questions. Words like how, why, where, when, which. That type of questions that start with the question words, it's known as an interrogative type of sentences. But there are other type of questions that do not have question words. See, mainly some of the sentences that begins with how, why, where, when. It can be added and that sentences can be turned into a interrogative sentences. Now in this chapter, you will be learning that some of the type of questions that do not have the question words. And what are they? They will be just reading in a form of rules that is there in your textbook. There are certain rules to change the statement into questions. The first one is to form a question form statement in a simple present or a simple past tense. So the first rule is that to form a statement, that statement whether it can be in a simple present tense or simple past tense, you have to change that statement into a question format. So what is the rules that we have to use over there? Is that we split the verbs as follows. See here, suppose this sentence is simple present, the verb is likes. When you split it and when you make a question type of sentences, it becomes does like. The second one is suppose the verb is like and when you split it to make a question type of sentences, that will be do like. The same way, when the statement is in simple present tense, so the verb such as like, when you change into a question type of sentence, it will become did like. The same way, suppose a sentence has a verb, simple past tense, the having a verb sentence has drank. When you change it into split form to make it into a simple question type, it will be becoming into did drink. It is there in your textbook, in this table format. Please go through it. So the second one is when we place the subject of the sentence between the two words of the split verbs. See, when we place the subject of the sentences in the between of two words of the split verbs. Suppose the sentence is Sheila likes chocolates. So subject here is Sheila and verb is here likes. And when you change it into this statement to be changed into a question form, an interrogative type. So what will be the format? Does Sheila like chocolates? And there is a question mark. See, when we change the subject here, the subject will become coming over there. The question format does Sheila likes. See, when I change into a question format, it becomes like chocolates, and at the end you have to put a question mark. Another one is if a verb in a statement is, am, are, was or were. A simple statement that contains is, am, are, was or were, and you have to change it into a question type. The sequence of the word change. See, when there is a words like that is, am, are, was or were, and when you have to change it into a question format, that means the sentence sequence of the words changes from here to there. And how is it? See, the example is Rani is a typist. So Rani is the subject here and is the verb here. And when you change it into a question form, there is will come in the front. See, is Rani a typist, and then you put a question mark. The next one is if the verb in the statement has two words. That means if there is a statement is there is two verbs. Now in that also you can change that statement into a question format. How is it? We place the first word. That means if we place the first verb has the helping verb in the beginning of the sentences to make a question type. See, if the verb in the statement has two words, we place the first word as the helping verb in the beginning of a sentences to make the interrogative type of question. The first example here is Tarun has completed school. It's a simple statement. See, Tarun is a subject, has is a verb, and completed is also a verb. So here, when there is a two verb in one simple statement and you have to change it, so this verb, the first verb, we will use as a helping verb to make a question type of sentence. That change into has Tarun completed school, and you have to put a question mark. See, children, just go through this, the changes in rules of the statement to form a question type, so that it will be easy for you to understand what I have taught here in the class. One more topic is there in this sentence. Lesson is subject and predicate. See, in the previous, the explanation of this chapter, I have told you what is a sentence, different type of sentences, and if there is a statement and that you have to change it to a question type, then certain rules are there. I have also explained that. Now, one more topic is this subject and predicate. See, every sentence have two parts, a subject and a predicate. Now, the subject tells us who or what the sentence is about. The subject will always make us know who or what the sentence is about. The example is our old computer crashed last week. So here, what is the subject telling about who? Telling about an old computer that has crashed last we. So here the sentence will always tell you about who or what the sentence is about. And one more such type is when there is an imperative sentences. So imperative, what is an imperative? That tells us of an advice, a request, that is known as an imperative sentences. The imperative sentences, the subject may not be stated. Some of the sentences, the subject won't be there. So it is understood that you, the word you, will be automatically formed as a subject there. One imperative example I have written over here. Please sit down. So here you don't find a subject there, but it's still an imperative sentence. So understood that you should be there. You have to add you. The you has a subject and the rest will be your predicate. And what is predicate? I will be just telling you. Now as I have told, the sentences have two parts. A subject and a predicate. Subject I have just explained you. Now what is a predicate? See, the predicate says about the subject. The predicate will always be saying something about the subject. One such example is here. Rohit has a pet dog. So what is the subject here? Rohit is a subject. And what is the predicate telling about the subject? That the subject Rohit has a pet dog. So as a pet dog is the predicate. So here the sentences can be have two parts, the subject and the predicate. The predicate will say more about the subject. Just say about the subject in a sentences. So here I just wind up with this chapter. Just go through what is the sentences, a different type of sentences, the different rules to change the statement into a question format, and the last topic of this chapter is subject and predicate. So please read it so that it will be easy for you to understand.